Good morning, third graders, or good afternoon if that's the case for you. This is lesson number 4 in our 4th module of 3rd grade. In this lesson we continue our work with the rectangles, and we continue our work with this very important word, area. And we're always beginning with the question, what is area? What does it mean? And you should be able to answer that. If someone said, what's area mean? At least in terms of math, in terms of measuring, what does area mean? Well, what your classmates in school are saying is it's the space inside of a shape. Not just a shape, but a flat shape. The space inside a flat shape, right? Or a flat figure. So, is this a flat shape? Yeah. Yes, a flat shape. Indeed it is. Now what helps us considerably is if the shape is a rectangle. And pretty much the only shapes we've been finding the area for are rectangles. What are rectangles, right? That is another really important word. If someone said, what's a rectangle, right? What would you say? Would you say that it's a figure or a shape where the opposite sides are exactly the same length? Because if that's true, they have to be. They have to be. Opposite sides must be the same length. Would you say that each of the corners in a rectangle is a square corner? Good, because that's required too. If it's not, it's not a rectangle unless those are square corners. Yeah. Also known as right angles, but we don't talk about that yet in 3rd grade, but yeah, those are called right angles. Hey, one more detail while we're at it, because I know you like details like this. The size of that angle can be measured. I'm pointing to that angle. And a right angle is called 90 degrees. Yeah, that's a right angle. So now you know a square corner has a measurement of 90 degrees. That's pretty cool. Anyway, let's move on to this particular exercise. Label the side lengths. This is a big part of today. Label the side lengths of the rectangle. Okay? These happen to be, I'm pulling out a ruler here, lining it up, right? These happen to be 1 centimeter. Okay? Centimeter this way, centimeter this way, centimeter this way, centimeter this way, which means it's a square centimeter. So let's label the side length. The side length we don't measure in square units. The side length, any length, we measure in centimeters, right? And in this case it's 2. But we knew that without the ruler, right? 1, 2. So this is 2 centimeters. What about the long way? 1, 2, 3. And we can label it 3 centimeters. One kid wanted to label this side too, and this side too. And another kid said, wait, you don't have to. And the first kid said, why don't you have to? Why don't you have to? Because we know, right? We know that side has got to be 3. Because that's the rule of rectangles, right? The opposite sides have to be the same. And this side has to be exactly. Anyway, now we've got this. What is the area of this 2 centimeter by 3 centimeter? Well, you can see 3 and 3, right? So we'll take our pencil and connect it. Okay, and there it is. That's the area, 6 squared. Let's look at this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 centimeters. We can see the centimeter. By the way, remember this benchmark? Last year we talked about what's a centimeter, and we said, hey, let's put that little centimeter cube on our pinky right across our fingernail. And isn't that about a centimeter? Isn't that cool? Yeah, so you'll never get confused with centimeters and inches. Never. Because a centimeter is about the size of your pinky, which you carry around with you at all times in your life. And it's right there, right? So anyway, back to the side length. This side length, 1, 2. 2 centimeters. Altogether, how many is it? Well, you could go like this. 6 plus 6. I'm going to do that. And that's 12. So connected here with 12 centimeters. Finally, we have this. with square units that look a whole lot bigger than these square units, what do you suppose this is? And if you're thinking, an inch, right? Well, let's prove it. Here's the inch side. I'm lining it up, and sure enough, they line up beautifully. These are inches, square inches. What's the side length? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Now in this case, I'm going to write 5 inches. Because if I lined up a ruler, you see, bingo, that length, the side length, is measured in inches, 5 inches. What about this side length? Well, we can see it's 1 unit. So I'll put it over here where there's more space. 1 inch. We've labeled it. That's called labeling the side length. And that's a big part of today's lesson. Now, what's the area? Well, the area is the space inside that shape. The side length is not an area. The side length is just how long this side is, how long this side is. But the area is the space inside. Let's count the square units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You might be thinking, hey, why are you going so slow? I get this, but it's really important to go slow enough to get the concept, because then when you find yourself needing to follow instructions, you feel like, hey, this makes sense, right? Well, here's some instructions, right? What if you were alone? Would you know what to do, right? Well, first you read it. Use a ruler to measure the side lengths of the rectangle in centimeters. Mark each centimeter with a point and connect the points to show square units. Then count the squares you drew to find the total area. Sometimes I read once and I think, golly, I better read that again because I'm not sure. I'm going to read it in little parts. Use a ruler to measure the side lengths of the rectangle in centimeters. Well, I'm going to take it a bit at a time. If I pull this ruler out and I'm showing this, am I lining it up properly? Wait a sec. These are inches. The instruction says centimeters. Well, there's the first thing we better pay attention to. Now I line up carefully. By the way, do you think you're going to need a ruler in this lesson? Yeah, you are. You're going to need somehow. Okay? You may have made one. You may have made one in first grade and saved it in a special drawer. Well, in that case, you could use it. So I'm going to line this up carefully right at the 0 mark over here, and then make little dots at the centimeter marks. You might see I'm moving pretty quickly. There we go. Now, in order to line this, to do it across, to make a line across, I want to make the same little marks on the bottom. 1, 2 centimeters, 3 centimeters, 4 centimeters, 5, 6, and that's it. Now I turn my ruler and use it like a straight edge. Line up the dots and draw down. Right? Look at that. Pretty clean. Please use the ruler. I'd like to see your clean work. Okay? I'm saying that because some of your classmates at school decided, let me just do it with my hand and not use the ruler. And it looked sloppy. It doesn't look like high quality 3rd grade work. That's what we're going for. Right? Alright, are we done? Oh, we didn't do the same for this side here. Right? So, line it up sideways. You got to move your ruler. And there's the 1 mark and there's the 2. Oh, that's it. On the opposite side, line it up carefully with the 0 mark, a dot at the 1. Aha! Now we'll line it up and use the ruler as a straight edge. I'm going to cross. And we've got pretty good representation, right? So let's see if what we did here. Mark each centimeter with a point. Yeah, I called that a dot. And connect the points to show the square units. All right, we did it. Then count the squares you drew to find the total area. Well, the squares are right there. This is the easy part, right? Like in kindergarten, kindergartner could do this, right? 1, 2, 3, and say, look, squares. 1, 2, 3. That's why we're doing this, so that we can see it. We can really see it, okay? So there's no mystery. It's all making sense. What is the area? The space inside of this flat shape. The area is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The area is 14. Not just 14, but 14 square units. And we know the unit this time. What is the unit? Centimeters. Right. So, there's actually a lot to think about in this lesson. But I'm going to stop there and just circle an important word in the next one. You might have to switch units to inches. Pay attention, read, and work carefully. And congratulations in advance for your success in creating square units and labeling side lengths. Good day to you.